4 years after dinosaurs have been released on the central area, people have needed to acclimate to their presence. The Mosasaurus is seen pulling a fishing boat down in the wake of snatching its enclosure of fish with its jaws. Many individuals have passed on from dino-related episodes, and keeping in mind that many figure the ancient creatures ought to be undeniably killed off, others have tracked down a way in the underground market to sell and disperse caught all of ancient creatures wrongfully. The public authority gives control to Biosyn Hereditary Qualities, an organization drove by Lewis Dodson Campbell Scott, with the guarantee to keep the dinosaurs held at a safe haven in Italy's Dolomite Mountains to additional exploration them for drug purposes. News inclusion likewise noticed that Maisie Lockwood, Isabella Message, has vanished after her real essence as a clone was disclosed. At an office in Nevada, Claire Deering, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Zia Rodriguez, Daniela Pineda, save a child dinosaur from an unlawful reproducing site. They join Franklin Webb, Equity Smith as they get away from in a van, yet safety officers pursue them until the three figure out how to lose them. Franklin and Zia tell Claire they can never again keep this sort of work up, and keeping in mind that they support Claire and her undertakings, they are moving on to occupations that are more secure for them. Someplace close to the blanketed mountains in Nevada, Owen Grady, Chris Pratt, is riding a pony to fight an enormous dinosaurs. After he's finished, he returns to the lodge that he imparts to Claire and Maisie, as he and Claire are currently her new parents. Despite the fact that Maisie likes to wander from home and witness the dinosaurs ashore, Claire and Owen attempt to keep her concealed for dread that somebody is after her. This makes her get irritated with them, and she has additionally become inquisitive about Charlotte Lockwood, whom she was cloned from. Adequately sure, soldiers of fortune drove by Rain Delacourt, Scott Murkiness, are keeping an eye on them in the forest, Maisie being their objective. Not a long way from the lodge, Lou the Raptor has a biogenetically recreated a youngster, whom Maisie later names Beta. They go hunting together. In Texas, two youngsters are pursued by a gigantic multitude of grasshoppers. This is brought to the consideration of paleobotanist Ellie Sattler, Laura Dern. She examines the homestead where the insects went after and gobbled up every one of the yields. Ellie is let by the kids' mom know that the adjoining crops, which were immaculate by the insects, are planted by Biosyn. Ellie reunites with Dr. Alan Award, Sam Neill, who is working with other yearning scientists. She carries a caught grasshopper to him and makes sense of the circumstance, expecting that in the event that they spread, they might wreck the pecking order. Alan and Ellie figure that Biosyn probably made them, so their yields are that remaining parts. Ellie needs to get DNA from one more beetle at the Biosyn asylum and requests Alan's assistance. She was at that point welcomed by their close buddy, Dr. Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum. Regardless of showing some aversion, Alan eventually consents to join. Back at the lodge, Blue and Beta happen upon Owen, Claire, and Maisie. They are completely shocked to see Blue has become a mother. The hired soldiers before long take their action and catch Beta. Maisie rides her bicycle across the extension and is likewise taken by the reprobates. Owen sees this and gets Claire to pursue them. Claire says she realizes who can help them. Claire contacts Franklin, who currently works for the CIA. He assists them with getting data on Delacourt and directs them toward Owen's previous associate at Jurassic World, Barry Semben, Omar Sy, who can assist with taking them to any place the hired soldiers are taking Maisie and Beta. Alan and Ellie show up at the safe haven and meet Ramsey Cole Mamadou Athey, Biosyn's head of correspondences. He acquaints them with Dodson, who guarantees they are chipping away at something progressive and noteworthy. Alan and Ellie are accompanied to find Ian giving a talk. Subsequently, he goes along with them and tactfully lets Ellie know that the grasshoppers are for sure piece of a vile plan by Biosyn. In the interim, Dodson meets with Dr. Henry Wu, B.D. Wong, who has since become sorry if his activities aiding make a big difference for these tests, as he takes note of that the beetles have developed at a disturbing rate. In Malta, a partner of Dodson's, Sonoy Santos, Deacon Lockman calls him to say that Maisie and Beta have been shipped independently to Biosyn HQ. Owen and Claire likewise show up and rejoin with Barry. He carries them to an underground market dinosaur ring, where creatures are being sold, eaten, or compelled to battle. Claire meets Kayla Watts, the Wanda Shrewd, a pilot who flies for the sellers. She cautions Claire about screwing with anybody there, however ultimately consents to assist Claire with tracking down Maisie. As this occurs, Owen and Barry stay stowed away and witness Delacourt meeting with Santos to sneak Atrociraptors. The two face and battle Delacourt and his men. Owen orders him to say where Maisie and Beta are, and he simply gives him Santos' name before he gets eaten by dinosaurs in the battling ring. Claire battles Santos and discovers that Maisie is set out toward Biosyn, and she beats a free dinosaur prior to joining Kayla. Barry captures Santos, however not before she sicks one of her dinosaurs on Owen, who is riding a cruiser to find Claire and Kayla. He figures out how to get onto Kayla's plane similarly as she is preparing to take off with Claire, and Owen utilizes the bike to knock the dino off the incline and into the sea. Maisie shows up at HQ and meets Wu. He clarifies for her that while she is a clone of Charlotte's, she is likewise her genuine little girl since she brought forth her. Maisie watches video film of Charlotte, Elva Quaver, and sees when she was pregnant with Maisie. Charlotte experienced a hereditary sickness, however she figured out how to change Maisie's DNA to eliminate all hints of the illness. Wu trusts that by concentrating on Maisie's DNA, he can turn around the grasshopper episode by adjusting their DNA. Alan and Ellie slip into the regulation space for the insects to get a DNA test, similarly as Maisie attempts to escape with Beta. Dodson sounds the caution, which makes the beetles swarm around Alan and Ellie, yet they figure out how to get out securely. They meet Maisie, who can say for sure what their identity is. She goes along with them as they run. They are found by Ramsey, who consents to help them since he views Bio-Syn's work as dishonest. He sends them away in a monorail to somewhere safe. Ellie lets Maisie know that she knew Charlotte as an understudy, and says she was a splendid and kind individual. In the air, Kayla's plane is gone after by a genuine Quetzalcoatlus, driving Claire to launch and fall into the trees after they tear her parachute. Owen and Kayla collide with a close-by ice lake. They endeavor to securely advance across it, however are pursued by another dinosaur. The two make it across in the nick of time and go to migrate Claire. She gets down from the tree, however needs to unobtrusively sidestep a Pyroraptor that has been following her in the timberland. Owen and Kayla stow away as the T-Rex shows up to eat, however she is held off by a Giganotosaurus, a lot bigger hunter. They figure out how to get to Claire. Alan, Ellie, and Maisie are clearing their path through sinkholes and find dinosaurs going after, provoking them to run until they make it outside. In the meantime, Ian verbally smacks Dodson around for his activities, and Dodson fires him. Ian works with Ramsey to return to Ian's companions. He assists them with getting away from the dinosaurs by liberating them from the walled-in area. Dodson then burns down the grasshopper lab to annihilate proof. The flaring insects break free and start flying out of the shadows. Alan, Ellie, Ian, and Maisie endeavor to beat an enormous dinosaur in a van yet are thumped down a slope. Fortunately, they land close to Owen, Claire, and Kayla, rejoining the previous two with Maisie. Claire likewise will meet Ellie while Owen meets Alan. The gathering is then followed by the Giganotosaurus, who nearly gets Maisie, however she gets away. Ian fights it off by tossing a consuming material into its mouth. While the legends work on a departure plan, Bio-Syn begins to catch fire, driving the representatives to escape. Dodson endeavors to grab his work, and Ramsey lets him know off one final time prior to leaving. Dodson endeavors to move away in the monorail, however is cornered by a threesome of Dilophosaurus, who make a dinner out of him. Beta happens upon the legends and is quieted so they can securely bring her along. They are likewise found by Wu, who has figured out how to change the beetle's DNA to stop the spread.